So, Mr. Xavier, as we are for Eurocopter, if you can start by giving us an overview of the company's presence in India.
Basically, Eurocopter is a long-standing partner of India, through the historical partnership with Hindustan Aeronautics more than 5 decades ago. And we celebrated at last Aero India this long-standing partnership. And with the Cheetah, so it was representing the backbone, of the light helicopter industry in India. Nowadays, we wanted, in order to be more bullish and expand also our footprint for the civil and parapublic market in India, to set up our own subsidiary. That's what we have done 2 years ago. And now we are 30 plus people, divided in 3 main sites. The headquarters are based in Delhi, but also we have in Mumbai and Bangalore offices in order to take care of customer support and industrial relationship. Knowing that the market is very, very promising for civil and parapublic, and we have a full-fledged structure, I would say, in order to attack these new potentials. Maybe we will see later on segment by segments where we can have some new markets.
Okay. You talked of your long-standing relationship with HAL. How has that grown over the years, and what is the future for that?
We started with the production and the license so some time ago of the Cheetah, and themselves they have indigenized this variant with the different types, but also we could team up for our own worldwide GSC, some work packages of a composite, and now HAL is one of our suppliers with a good quality for our light range family for our worldwide basis.
Okay.
So we can see what could be other areas, of expansion in terms of maintenance, in terms of production, but for sure we have this day-to-day relationship through the support of the legacy fleet with HAL, and we are working in very good spirit.
And I believe you also opened some kind of discussions with Mahindra Group. So what exactly will that relationship be all about?
Mahindra, for the private sector, is one of the new entrants in the defense and aeronautic industry. They obviously have very good management spirit, and also with their fixed wing activity through their small airplane, and we are basically in discussion with them also for the global supply chain, for work packages, and they so far showed us high competencies in that field, and good promising future of cooperation in different fields. It is very true that we have to see what are the opportunities with the different ranges of helicopters, but definitely Mahindra is our new partner for the private industry. It does not exclude that we may enter into relations with other groups, but so far existing relations are focusing on the Mahindra, knowing that they are also operating our helicopter for their own transportation for the group.
Mm-hmm. But do you see any kind of conflict of interest between HAL, Mahindra, and in future if you have another Indian partner, for instance?
No, the market is so big and the potential is so huge that I'm quite sure that we can find a place and a very good positioning for everybody. Of course, HAL for military programs has some strengths due to its very unique position. But it doesn't mean that private industry, thanks to the opening also of the new regulations, and we are listening to these regulations. So why not inviting private industry to cooperate on that? And we really have to see how these new regulations develop, and obviously. Eurocopter, thanks to its worldwide experience through the setting up of transfer of technology, international cooperation, its subsidiaries, has also unique experience worldwide with other countries. So why not in India to continue it, because we have been doing this cooperation now for more than 5 decades.
Okay. Now let's look at the Indian market per se. What exactly are your ambitions here, and how big is the market, and where exactly do you see the growth coming from?
Ambitions, when we talk about India, ambitions are not only great but huge. Knowing that yes, the civil and public market is not so mature yet. We've got overall 300 or so helicopters flying in India for civil and parapublic, which, when you compare the size of the country, is very, very moderate with the size of Europe. So definitely the potential is yet to come, and the success is yet to come. We've got roughly 80 helicopters from our range. Which means 1/3 of the market, and our ambition is to get half of the market and to become the leader, thanks to our subsidiary and the new segments to develop. We have done some breakthrough now for EMS, but you have a completely new segments which are untapped in India, like the power grid activity. For power surveillance, for the energy sector. Oil and gas is existing, and our Dolphin helicopter is the leader with the permanence for the crew change and shuttling to the rigs. But definitely also with the increase in demand, the oil and gas sector should develop, and farther. So need of bigger helicopter at some point of time, but Dolphin for the time being is perfectly sized to the country. Executive transport, yes, this is the prime market in India, and maybe we can anticipate with all the different elections, some requirements for transportation of VIP and corporate on the market. Also law enforcement. Eurocopter is one of the leader worldwide for police helicopters, police and gendarmerie, and there is no reason why here in India we cannot expect to have own police air wing, and it's part of the police modernization plan to have the own aircraft, and once again with our light single and the twin engine helicopter, we have definitely very good assets, technical assets for operation of these helicopters, and reputation worldwide as well with different key operators. Mm-hmm. So yes, ambitions are great. We want to double the size in the 5 coming years of the existing market, and why not by end of the decade even extending this positioning of Eurocopter in India, namely due to the fact that our subsidiary will grow. We invest in the country, we invest in the partnership, we invest in human resources, we invest also in the maintenance centers, because we have a network of approved maintenance centers, but it will also grow. We will invest in training activities. So all these investments should be a very good driver, to sustain growth of the market. Let's see. It is not yet as big as we could expect. Some regulation should be adapted in order to favor, use of helicopters to some operations. Infrastructure should be also consolidated with a number of helipads, or for hospitals, for the air medical service, to have more helipads, in order to have this air rescue. Yes, it will require more investment from the Indian authorities in order to really to liberalize the use of helicopters, but there is a huge potential. There is a demand of also the industry in order to travel the executives, from one place to another. We did not touch agriculture, but nowadays, helicopter for spraying activities is also a brilliant tool for agriculture profitability. So in almost every segment of the market you can imagine nowadays, and in many countries, Eurocopter helicopters are very well adapted technically, and it's one of the tools which is at disposal, of the ministries or private buyers in order to get profitability. And again, we don't see, I think, we don't have all the awareness sometime of what could be the benefits of the helicopter, to the own activities. If you take the example of tourism, you have countries either in the Himalayas or in Kerala, huge potential for tourism. And nowadays, if you take the example of Hawaii, or in the States, or even in some parts in Asia, the helicopter is the right platform, to enjoy the scenery, around you. And basically, our helicopters, like the EC-130 and Écureuil, are very much prized in many places in the world for heli-tourism. You have in country heli-pilgrimage for the temples, and they are already in operation for every season. And you have also heli-ski. So all these activities can be declined, with the helicopter, and we have the right platform for that, with high performance, low noise, low vibration, and above all, very safe.
Okay. So with all these segments taken together, you mentioned that in 5 years you see a doubling of the market. But give a more medium-term view, a bit longer than that. Ideally, what number of helicopters should we have?
Our vision is for Eurocopter, and Eurocopter India is of course, to be really leading the market. And when it's quite difficult to anticipate precise figures, of the evolution of the market, but should the infrastructure, go and develop, you can reach in a few years not only doubling of the market above 500 units, but you can even exceed 1,000, 2,000 helicopters. But the size could grow at least 10 times from the existing one. So for sure, there is international competition. Worldwide, Eurocopter has almost half of the market, and there is no reason why in India we cannot also tap half of the market. So this is our big challenge.
Okay. Who are your competition in India?
Competitors are Americans, Russians, depending on the sectors, and European, also Anglo-Italians. But basically, in some niche segments like HMS, you can recognize that out of 10 helicopters sold worldwide, 8 are from Eurocopter for air medical service. So this is what we try to pioneer with some private enterprise, and we have very good assets for that.
Okay. And so you mentioned Americans, Russians, and the Anglo-Italians. How do you compete with them exactly? What are your strengths? And
In terms of size, we are globally a leader. Eurocopter is leader on the market, and we have booked 400 and almost 70 helicopters last year, and globally it's between 400 to 500 a year. So please ask the competition how much they book every year, but it is less than us.
okay. Now my question is: in India, what are your competitive advantages?
Just to tell you, in India, last year, in terms of deliveries, we achieved 43% of the total deliveries of India. Unfortunately, the market is still too small for us, and we wish to have it expand. But yes, we are since the creation of the subsidiary, we are leading the market. So it means that yes, we have some advantages versus competition. In terms of products, we have good innovations in terms of new variants, for every class of helicopters. We are the only one covering from 2 to 12-ton class helicopters, as well with many families, and decline in civil, parapublic, and military use. So we have a diversity and innovation cell in-house in order to really to make the products at really the last technology, which may not be found in some other platforms. So performance, safety, innovation, and comfort, especially appreciated, by the users.
And price?
Price-wise, we are competitive, because I did not mention the price because for me it becomes obvious. When you have half of the world market, it means that, and despite that we are in euro in some countries, we sell in euro, it means that we are competitive.
Okay. Well, let's talk a bit about the defense side of the Indian market. You have, of course, been present in this site quite strongly, and currently you are shortlisted for the 197 aircraft deal. What is the status of that, and how confident are you of bagging it?
Yes, you're perfectly right to say that we were well appreciated, by the military forces in India, because, as I could recall, our Cheetah is still the legacy fleet and flying very well in India. And this has been going through, for more than 5 decades, so which shows that how robust are our helicopters and the support of them. We are competing for all the main RFPs and tenders issued by Army, Air Force, and Navy and Coast Guards. The recent programs show that we are in competition with a light single, with a medium twin, or heavy twin. And of course, we will make every endeavor, to position ourselves. As far as the subsidiary is concerned, we are supporting for the maintenance activities, which we will require and which will ensure the armed forces of a long-term, support for these new platforms. To be more specific on the 197, we have conducted and we went through all the different processes for the trials and the technical evaluation. Now the decision is to the Ministry of Defense in order to go next step for more commercial discussions. And it's true that there is a crucial need by the users of having a modern helicopter, even if the Cheetah are very good platforms. Now we need definitely new generation helicopter.
Okay. And finally, looking at the potential of the market, not the current size, do you envisage any time that Eurocopter could actually be manufacturing almost, if not almost entirely, a very large part of its fleet in India?
We have for the production and technology here, we have, as I could mention already, some activities for global supply chain. So which means that our ability in order to cooperate locally, we want to extend it, of course, and depending on the program, already we could state that we are ready for setting up assembly lines or customization or whatever form of local production could be envisaged, depending, of course, of the economics of the business case. But yes, we are one of the manufacturer who had this experience worldwide of international cooperation. We have already a past experience with India. Now let's see with new programs which scenario could afford, and could accommodate the best this kind of cooperation. But we are always open to study the case.